Hello, this is Ali005 from zznetworking.com, and in this video we will be discussing the insert command. In the last video you created a table called practice, and afterwards, using the describe command, DESC, and the name of the table, we could display the structure of the table, which you can see here in the lower pane, with 5 columns, their data types, and their lengths. Now, since we're going to be inserting information to this table, there's no data in it at all at this time. In order to insert information, you have to use the following syntax. Insert into our table name, which is practice, the reserved word values, and then for readability purposes we're going to hit enter and go to the next line, open a parentheses. Now, since our first column is ID and the data type is varchar2, we have to put whatever value we want to enter into this column for this row in single quotes. For varchar2, for char, and for data types, you have to use single quotes. Not for number though. So start off by placing a single quote, place the value 100, followed by a single quote, and then a comma. After this, we're going to be entering a value for our first row for the first name column. Since it's varchar2, we have to open another single quote, and the name of the person is John, comma, and then open another single quote for the last name of this individual. Since it's once again varchar2, we open another single quote up. His last name is Anderson. Close the single quotes, comma. Now the state column has a data type of char, so we still use the single quote. He lives in California, so we put CA, single quote, comma. For the final column, which is salary, it's a number data type, which means we do not have to use single quotes. We're going to give John Anderson a salary of $40,750. It's important to know, do not put a comma in between the 40 and the 700, but use a period for the decimal point. Close the parentheses and either hit run or control enter. You should, on the bottom pane, get a message that says 1 row inserted. Go ahead, and now let's go ahead and insert another row. So we say insert into practice, the name of our table, values. We go to the second row for readability, open parentheses. We're going to insert a value of 200 for his ID, comma. His first name will be Bob, and his last name will be Smith. He's going to live in the state Arizona, and his salary is going to be $37,200.50. Remember to put a single quote around the first value, second, third, and fourth value, since they are using varchar2 and char data types, but not around last value, since that's a number data type. Hit control enter or run, and we've just inserted a second row. Now, before we insert 2 more rows, let's say we want to look at our table and see what information is in there. To do this, we type select asterisk, which means all columns, from our table name, which is practice. Hit control enter or run, and as you can see, here we have 2 rows in our practice table. Let's go ahead and insert 2 more rows. Insert into practice values. You go to the next line for readability, open parentheses. We're going to give an ID value of 300. The individual's name is going to be Sandy. The last name is going to be Smith. She's from the state of Arizona as well. And her salary will be $35,500.50. Close the parentheses. And hit Control Enter or Run. We've just inserted the third row. We're going to insert one more row into our table for this example, so that way we may modify it in the future videos. So insert into our table practice values, open parentheses. We're going to give this individual an ID of 400. Her first name is Lily, and her last name is Lee. She lives in Florida, and her salary is $58,000. Now you notice for this one we did not put a period and a 00 after that. It is not necessary. In SQL, you only have to put a period and numbers after it if you want to include a decimal place. Leaving the decimal point out is perfectly fine. Now we've just inserted our fourth row. So now let's look at our complete table by hitting Select asterisk from our table name, which is Practice. As you can see, we now have 4 rows inserted into our database. Thank you for your time, and God bless you.